All right, everyone, we'll go ahead and get started. We'd like to welcome Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry to the Media Center here at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans. Guys, if we could just get some opening comments on being paired up together this week. Obviously, Rory, your first time here, and Shane making your fifth appearance. But just some opening thoughts on being in New Orleans.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's, I was saying it to one of our pro partners out there today. It's, professional golf and year in, year out. It's a bit of a grind sometimes when you're on your own a lot. So it's nice to have something different this week, and especially be here with a really good friend and, enjoy New Orleans and, hopefully go out and play some good golf and give ourselves a chance to win on Sunday.
Yeah, same sentiments. Obviously, this is my first time here in New Orleans, and I'm excited to be here. It's a tournament that I've watched on TV for quite a few years, especially since they went to the team format. And Shane and I have played in a couple of Ryder Cup teams together, and we thought it would be fun to team up together again in something like this. And as Shane said, this is, my 17th year as a professional golfer, and to be able to still do things for the first time, like playing this event and experience something like this is pretty cool. And just really excited to spend the week with Shane, and hopefully I don't put him in too many bad spots, and we can play some good golf.
And then just quickly how this partnership came together when you guys first started talking about it. I know we discussed a little bit, but
I was the one that mentioned it.
I didn't want to ask Rory because I didn't think that he would want to come and play. And then he was the one that said it to me, and I was like, absolutely. We talked about it. I remember, Rory talked about the Wednesday after Ryder Cup. We had a nice few drinks together. We talked about it that day, and then he sent me a text around Christmas time, and it was a nice little Christmas present for me to get. So happy to be here with him. I like playing golf in the middle of the fairway, so I'm looking forward to this week.
No pressure.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll open up to questions. If you have a question, just raise your hand. We'll get a mic over to you. We'll just start here with Brody.
Rory, are you able to confirm whether or not a potential return to the policy board?
Not as of yet, no.
Are we able to speak in hypotheticals?
Maybe.
I guess when you go back to a year ago or 8 months ago when you decided to step away, you talked about wanting to focus more on inside the ropes and things like that. I guess what has changed in the last 8 months, and kind of how do you look back now on that decision to walk away, and why, it might be interesting now?
I think I can be helpful. I don't think there's been much progress made in the last 8 months, and I was hopeful that there would be. And I think I could be helpful to the process, but only if people want me involved, I guess. So when Webb, and I talked, and he talked about potentially, coming off the board. I said, look, if it was something that other people wanted, I would gladly take that seat, and that was the conversation that we had. I think that's the whole reason. I feel like I can be helpful. I feel like I care a lot, and I have some pretty good experience and good connections within the game and sort of around the wider sort of ecosystem and everything that's going on. So, but at the end of the day, it's not quite up to me to just come back on the board. There's a process that has to be followed, and but I'm willing to do it if that's what people want, I guess.
And unification has been your big thing the last few months. If hypothetically you were back, is that something you would then even have a stronger stance on the board?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I think it's the only way forward for the game of golf.
I mean, you've said before, I think, that maybe you didn't always see eye to eye with some people before on matters. How do you manage that, I guess, if you're back, in terms of trying to kind of steer things a certain way?
Compromise, but also, try to articulate your points as well as you can, and try to, help people see the benefits of what unification could do for the game and what it could do for this tour in particular. And we obviously realize the game is not unified right now for a reason, and there's still some hard feelings and things that need to be addressed. But I think at this point, for the good of the game, we all need to put those feelings aside and all move forward together.
All right, Dave, go ahead.
Rory, so along those lines, did you feel almost like a physical sense of relief or a burden in the lifting when you originally left? You talked about not being able to sort of spend or split your time with the demands of that job, and then also trying to be the best golfer you can possibly be.
Yeah.
So it sounded like it sort of
I feel, yes and no. I would say that I've played some of my best golf while being a PGA Tour board member, so I don't think it really hindered me, but it was maybe just taking away some time from me pursuing things or spending time doing things that I wanted to do at home, and having to hop on calls 2-3 times a week, and just the whole the whole thing started to take a toll, as it has on a lot of the players, right? Like we're golfers at the end of the day. We don't need to be trying to run a $15 billion business. We need to go out there and play golf and let the business people do the business things.
On the matters of golf, Shane, I saw that you and Rory were out in the practice area yesterday playing together, hitting practice shots and things like that around. How often in a tournament other than this would you guys do that? Is that something that just is unique to this venue, or is that something that you guys might ever do outside of, say, Ryder Cup?
Well, it just kind of happened yesterday. We were going to go out and play the course, but the course was quite busy, and we didn't want to spend too long doing that. So we said we'd do some chipping around the chipping green. Yeah, I mean, I used to do it historically for years. I've done it with Padraig Harrington over the years, but he's, a lot of time on Champions Tour now. We don't typically do it. Rory likes to play and practice early in the mornings, and I don't. So we don't really play that many practice rounds together. Throughout the year we play a few, but not that many. And so yeah, it just kind of happened yesterday, and it's good fun, and I think it's a good way to practice. And I think for kids, if they want to practice, get a friend or a person. Anybody who wants to practice, get a person to play against and go and chip around the green, because I think that's a good way to get better.
Yeah.
Dave, can you just pass down, okay, real quick?
Rory, with this being your first trip to New Orleans, what is your initial take? And then Shane, did you kind of prep him for what this week's vibe was about?
No, you didn't really prep me, I guess. So we got in yesterday, sort of around midday. We came straight here. So we didn't really, I didn't get a sense really of the city last night. Got to the hotel and didn't really do much. But we've got some good restaurant reservations the next few nights, and sort of going to hit all the sort of staples that you should. And I'll maybe venture down to Bourbon Street at some point and spend half an hour and sort of say I've been there and I've got the T-shirt and move on. I don't think I want to spend too much time down there, but
Get some beats.
yeah. But I'm excited to be in a new place. As I said before, we spend our whole lives going back to the same cities, the same golf courses, and the same routines. So to do something a little different is nice.
All right, just go right here in the front.
I wanted to ask about,
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
sorry, golf at the Olympics. I know growing up, obviously, you all never had that opportunity. Just how great was it to take part? A little different because of COVID, but potentially the excitement of doing it for real this year, having it as an Olympic sport, and looking forward to that this summer.
Yeah, obviously growing up playing golf, you never dreamed of being an Olympic champion. So when golf came to the Olympics, it was kind of a strange kind of feeling to have. But doing the last Olympics with Rory together in Japan, albeit it was a COVID Olympics, so it was a little bit different. We both realised what it meant to go out and try and win an Olympic medal for your country, and I think that's something that excites me and excites both of us to go back to Paris this year and try and do that. I think for me personally anyway, I know to go back to Ireland with an Olympic medal would be like a dream. So something that is high on my bucket list for this year.
Yeah, same thing. I was in a 7-way playoff in Tokyo for a bronze medal, and I've never tried so hard to finish third in my life. So, look, we didn't grow up dreaming of winning an Olympic medal because that just wasn't something that was on our radar. Major championships have always been what has been the greatest achievement in the game of golf. But once you're there and you get into that Olympic spirit, it really, it sort of, I don't know, that something happens inside of you, and you really you really get a sense for what it means to so many people. And as Shane said, even to just be able to call yourself an Olympian, but then if you were able to win a medal, that would be incredibly special.
Rory, and I guess you're not too happy about the way the early part of the season has gone, and after the meat grinder of the last 2.5 weeks, is this, you said no pressure, is this a week where you could just relax and kind of let things maybe fix some things?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't think there's things that need to be fixed, but I think a week like this to sort of relax and play under maybe not the amount of pressure or the stress that we've both been under the last couple of weeks, I think is a nice thing. So, and it's nice to be able to rely on a teammate every now and again, and bail you out of trouble, or know that you don't have to play perfect golf because you've got someone right there beside you. So yeah, it's a nice week for that. There's still a lot of FedEx Cup points on offer, and we know if we have a good week this week, that'll get us both up the FedEx Cup list and put us in a really good spot going into the summer.
Good. All right, question right
here. Hey there. Brett Martell with AP. So Rory, you mentioned that you thought it would be fun to play here, and you mentioned the novelty aspect. Is there some practical professional application too, in terms of maybe you guys will be teammates again in the future, or just more team golf?
I think it's just I just thought it would be fun to do, going and playing here with a friend, and enjoying a week in New Orleans, and go and eat some good food at night and try to play some good golf during the day. I thought it'd be a fun week.
Okay, ready? Finish up here.
Are we allowed to know any of the reservations?
I don't know them. I just go where I'm told.
Fair enough.
I just go where I'm told this week, and I just do what I'm told. So Rory's the captain, team captain.
And then for both of you, a report came out today that the equity numbers might be released to you guys today. I guess the question is, what's enough? What's a number that will make you guys feel validated for staying, considering the live payouts?
I think the one thing we've learned in golf over the last 2 years is there's never enough.
Rory, just curious, had you been close to coming here before or playing in this tournament before?
Yeah, a few people have asked me over the years. Bubba Watson hounded me for years to come play this with him, and I politely declined every time. Not because I don't like...
Rory's probably like number one on people's list to come play here with. When you see, when you're out there playing with him, he's...
But no, it was never part of, I guess it never lined up with my schedule, and just wasn't. And then, this is my 4th week in a row, and it's not as if I haven't played 4 weeks in a row before. But for a 4th tournament in a row, something like this that is a little more relaxed, not as much pressure, I thought it would be a good thing to do.
All right, just one last one here, MK.
Shane, you just mentioned that he's on a lot of guys' lists to play as a team. So why are you really excited that he picked you?
Why am I excited that he picked me? He obviously thinks I'm good enough to be a teammate and come out here and compete with. I think we're good for each other. I think we'll be good for each other on the course. We'll enjoy doing it, which is a big part of it as well. It's whatever about going out there and competing. It's you want to enjoy it as well. But at the end of the day, then when it comes to it, we are competitors, and I think we're two very competitive people. And when we get to the first tee on Thursday, we're there for one reason. And yes, it'll be to enjoy it, but it'll be to give ourselves a chance to win the tournament.
All right, gentlemen, thank you for the time. Best of luck this week.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the PGA Tour on YouTube. To watch more, click here, and to subscribe, click here.